Okay, thank you, everyone, for coming, and for our guest and his expertise that he is going to give us. And at this time, I'll hand it over to Bridget, and she'll be able to introduce him.
Hi, everyone. So today we are joined by Vuso Moyana. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yep.
Vuso is a director at Seniors Tech Services, drawing on over 25 years of extensive experience in the banking and training sector. He's developed effective training programs and strategies for older adults. He enjoys delivering customized training for older adults on Zoom through in-home visits and small group workshops. He's delivered nearly 300 workshops for about 10,000 older adults online since the COVID pandemic. Started on how to use technology, social media, and the internet to help them stay connected and enjoy a better quality of life. So welcome, Vuso.
Oh, thank you, Bridget. So I'm going to share my screen. Thank you, everyone. It's nice to meet everyone so that we can go through this presentation today on online safety. During COVID, as you know, there were many scams that were going around, and we'll look at some stats later on that show how much money people actually lost during COVID. And even without COVID, we get many scams that some of them are especially targeted towards seniors because they see older adults as soft targets. So we're going to go through our presentation today is going to be looking at some of the scams that we encountered during COVID. And also we're going to be looking at some common scams that happen all the time, even when we don't have COVID. Before we get started, you might be wondering at what level this presentation is going to be. Well, it's going to be very simple information. So it's what we might call a beginner's class. So if you are looking for the advanced class, this is going to be the beginner's class. And I'll try to explain it in very simple language so that, hopefully it will make sense to you. If we get disconnected at any time, please just hang on for a few seconds. It doesn't usually happen, but if it happens, I'll be back in just a couple of seconds. Please use the chat for questions, and I will leave some time as well for us to have a discussion and just review everything that we have discussed. If you can stay muted, that would be great, because the dog might start barking if you have one, or the TV, or something like that, or who knows, there might be a baby somewhere. So for everybody to be able to follow, let's all stay muted throughout the presentation. So the first thing that we're going to do is to look at our agenda, what we're going to be talking about today. And this is a quick list of the items that is in my presentation today. You can take notes, but I want you to know that you also get all the slides. So I will send them to Bridget and then she can share them with you as well. So this is our agenda today. We're going to be looking at the benefits of going online and the necessity for us to manage risks, because we know that even though the internet is a lot of fun, there are many risks involved as well, especially nowadays. We're going to be looking at common scams that we have come across during COVID. And we'll also look at common scams that happen all the time, even before COVID came along. And we will look at why it is necessary for us to speak out, because sometimes when a person is scammed, whether it's in person or whether it happens online, sometimes we're hesitant to speak out, and we'll look at why it's necessary for us to do so. And then we'll look at online safety strategies, because it's necessary for us to adopt some strategies that can protect us at all times when we are online. And this includes things like, having an antivirus software that you probably know already, and others. And then we'll look at passwords and password security, because our passwords are really our first line of defense when it comes to anything that we do online, whether it's online banking, our email, or social media. Our passwords have to be secure. And we'll look at online shopping. And online shopping and online banking were really, really big during this time of COVID, because it allowed us to be able to do things online. And you can even order food, right? Uber Eats and companies like that. But we need to do it in a very safe way as well. Online dating has become bigger as well nowadays, and even for seniors, there are sites which specialize in offering online dating services for seniors and specialized groups. And we'll look at some of the red flags that we need to watch out for, and also charitable donations as well. And then I'll also provide you with some resources on how you can reach out for help if something happens, and where you can find more information. Most of the information that I'm going to be providing today comes from the Canadian Anti-Fraud Center. It comes from police websites. It comes from bank websites. So I've put it together and just summarized, but of course, there's a lot of other information out there, and you can read those resources and be able to find out on your own. So the first question I will ask you is, why do we go online? What are some of the benefits? So if you can tell me, if anyone would like to answer, let's say you're just going on your computer, or you're going on your iPad, or you're using your phone. What are some of the things that you do online that you enjoy? You can raise your hand or just unmute if you'd like. I like to play games when I go online, and I like to do a lot of social media. What do you guys like to do online? Is there anyone? Okay, well, I have a quick list. Oh yeah, thank you. You can even put it in the chat, yes. So Linda says she likes to do shopping and searches. So online searching is really big. Yep. So that's the internet is a great source of information, and even things like news, right? You can get local news and you can get international news as well. So the internet is really great for us to be able to find information on it. Even sports. If you want to find information about sports, you can find it online. And here are some of the things that we do online. And we all do a combination of them. We connect with people on social media. We send emails and receive emails. We look at international and local news. There's a lot of entertainment online, things like Netflix and YouTube. You can get information, just like she mentioned, and you can do different things that help you in life, like going online to pay your bills, and also to be able to bank online. I'm really excited these days because you can deposit a check online, which is really great. And then you can look for educational courses. There are many short courses, there are long courses that you can do online, and a lot of free courses that you can do as well. And if you want to volunteer, you can find volunteer activities and even work activities online. Travel, if you want to travel, you can also find a lot of travel destinations, and you are able to even go on YouTube and see the places that you want to go to. Charmaine says, checking her bank account, which is great, and just looking up facts. Yes, quick fact check. That's an important one, especially with politics. It's always good to go online and verify if what the politician is saying is really true. So the internet is really great for many different things that we can find, and the information that we can find. But we know that although it's really great, there are risks involved, and we need to be able to know how to manage that risk. It can also be a dangerous place, and we have seen that as internet use has increased, the dangers have increased more and more. And so it is important for us to be informed, to know these threats, and also the signs that we need to look for when we are online so that we can see them and we can know them. And then if something goes wrong, we need to know how to deal with the situation if something goes wrong. So this is what we're going to be looking at today. And before we go any further, sometimes people will ask me about hackers, right? And they say, okay, we know that this company was hacked, and this company, all the credit card information of customers, or all the SIM cards or the health cards was compromised. So what about hackers? Yes, and so we do know that there are hackers online, and there are other threats as well, such as malware and viruses. But during this presentation, we're going to look at personal measures that you and I can take to protect ourselves, to reduce the chances of losing our information. Because although there are these threats online and some bad people and bad actors online, we can also take personal precautions to protect ourselves. Let us look at some of the losses that have happened over the past 2 years or so since we've had COVID. You've probably seen these headlines as well. This one here on the left says Canadians lost more than $1.2 million to COVID-19 scams. And even when the vaccines came, there were scams related to the vaccines themselves, especially when there was a shortage. So even during crisis, we find that the scammers are most active and want to find ways to cheat us. And so we have to be careful when there are times when we are most vulnerable, when there is a pandemic or when there is an immediate danger. That is when the scammers will bring out ways to try and cheat us. And here are some of the COVID scams that came out over the past 2 years. For instance, the SERB, and with the SERB, basically, they will try to either use your information to apply for the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit, or even try to create a new website that looks like the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit website or the CRA website. And recently, the Canadian government actually closed down nearly 1,000 fake websites that were pretending to be the CRA. So we have to be careful when we use those websites to make sure we're on the right one. We also receive calls, I'm sure all of us very often, where a scammer tries to trick us to give them personal information. And in some cases, they may even threaten us and say, you owe some money to the CRA, or there's a police warrant out for you. So we have to be careful about these unsolicited calls. And sometimes it's not just calls, it can be text messages as well. And usually they will always request an urgent action or payment, or they might be offering you some kind of financial relief, especially if it is during times like these, during COVID. So we have to be careful about these scam calls as well. There was also another one where they would come to your home, and the scammer will pretend that they can offer to disinfect or decontaminate your home. And they tell you, you know what, we can deep clean your house and no virus can get in, or we can get rid of the COVID virus. And in some cases, they'll be selling what are called decontamination kits, and they offer this in conjunction with the deep cleaning. And what would happen is you would allow them to come in, but sometimes they will not even do any deep cleaning. They just mop around and clean and they leave, or they just take your money and they never turn up at all. So we have to be careful about that scam. And then, of course, there is uh, the scam where they were offering all sorts of miracle cures for COVID. And these are really fake COVID-19 treatments and remedies. And in most cases, they are not just scientific, but they could be supplements as well. So they'll come to you and say, this is a natural cure. So when you're going online and you're shopping for medications or any kind of vitamins, we have to be careful, especially if they claim that they can protect you from COVID. You've probably seen this one as well, where people were selling fake sanitizers and masks online, where they were claiming that, this mask is an N95, but it's actually a fake N95 mask. So we have to be careful of that one. At the beginning, we saw in particular, there was a shortage of testing facilities, or it was difficult to get tested. And people were selling fake COVID-19 test kits online, and they continue to sell them even today. If anyone is planning to travel, please be careful, because when you come back, you will need to fill in the ArriveCan app on your phone. So when you go on your phone to download that ArriveCan app, make sure that it is the correct ArriveCan app that is provided by the Canada Border Service Agency, because there are fake apps that were created as well. And in some cases, they would ask you to pay something in order to get to be able to sign up and enter your information. It was a small amount, like $5, but what they really want to get is your credit card information when you enter it. So these are so just make sure that you get the correct one, which is from Canada Border Services Agency. When you download it, either from the App Store or from your Google Play Store, if you have an Android phone. So those are scams that we saw. Those are just a few scams that were quite common during COVID. But we're going to go through now some of the common scams that we see every day, whether we have COVID or not. And the first one that we're going to be talking about is phishing. And phishing is just a fancy name for when they send you an email. The scammers will send you an email and they pretend to be your financial institution. Whether you have an account with CIBC or TD or BMO or RBC or National Bank, any of those banks where you may have an account, they will pretend to be that bank and they will send you an email. And that email, the aim of that email is to request you to enter your login information. So they will ask you to validate your banking login information and enter your bank card and password, or enter your credit card and password. And here is an example of what this looks like. And in this case, they're pretending to be RBC. This went around a few years ago. I think it shows 2011 or so. But even today, we still get these kinds of emails where they are using the logo of the bank. So it looks pretty genuine, right? Because it is the actual logo of the bank which has been put into the email, and they are asking you to validate your information or log into. It might be very simple. It says log into your online banking account and then verify your information. And yet that website is fake. So once you log into it, you are taken to a fake website that looks exactly like the Royal Bank, and then you enter your information. You learned how to create these email messages and websites that look 100% legitimate. But what we need to know is that a banking representative will never contact you this way and ask you to validate your information online. And if you are concerned that this might not be the bank, you must contact your bank directly and not click on the link. Here's another example. This was Canada Post. And here you'll see that again, they use the Canada Post logo. And even at the bottom right, it's written Canada. So you think, oh, this is legitimate. But when you look at it, there are a few things here that you can find that actually tell you that this is not from Canada Post. First of all, look at the top left where it comes from. It doesn't say Canada Post. The email address says force@sharepointmonk.org. So immediately when you get one of these and you're suspicious, the first clue that you can look at is the email address where it comes from. The way it is written as well, it says, Dear Client Rob, which is very, very informal. And then you can also look through it and see grammatical mistakes in the way it is written. The language is very casual. And it also says, we noticed a parcel was left at our office. But we know that if Canada Post comes to your home and they don't find you, they are going to leave a sticker on the door that tells you exactly where to go to get your parcel. So this is very vague and grammatically is not professionally written, and the email address gives it away that that it's not from Canada Post. So you have to be careful about these emails and not click on the link where it says verify the address, because once you go there, you'll be asked to enter personal information that allows them to be able to commit identity fraud. So this is an example of phishing. And then there's this one here, which has been going around for the past 2 years as well, that tells you, that pretends to be Netflix, where they send you an email and you have Netflix, you are using Netflix, and they say, there's a problem with your billing. So they're asking you to click on the link to fix the problem. But when you get this kind of message, whether it's Netflix or any other, the best thing to do is to log into your Netflix account and see what the problem is. Don't click on the link. So these are some examples of phishing emails that we have to be careful of. Another way in which scammers have been trying to take information from people is requesting a personal loan or help. And in this scam, the criminal writes an email using a personal message. And in this case, they will ask you to send them as a small loan or help in some way. Sometimes, to make it more effective, what they will do is they will hack into your friend's account or your sibling's account or your mom or your dad's account or even your grandson's account. And then they will send you an email saying, hey, I'm stuck. I lost my wallet. I need money. Can you send me $300? I'm in Ottawa and I'll give you when I come back to the city you're in, to Toronto or anywhere. And then you think, oh, this email must be legitimate, right? Because it's the real email address of my grandson or of my friend. And then you send the money, but actually it's a hacker. So we have to be careful about any requests for money or short-term loans, even if it comes from an email address that because this is a popular tactic that they use. In all cases where you get a request for sensitive information, like to enter your banking information or enter your bank card number, enter your driver's license or your SIN or your passwords, we must delete that email. So don't keep it in your inbox and just ignore it, or just just delete it. Make sure that you delete it completely and even go into the trash and make sure that it is deleted permanently, because these emails may come with all sorts of malware that can damage your computer as well. Another tactic that we have to be careful of are pop-ups and warnings. And in this case, you may be using your laptop, you may be using your desktop, or you may even be on your phone. And then you get a sudden pop-up that comes up on your screen, and it is bait for you to click on it. And those pop-ups, you have to avoid them and close them and never click on them. And we have some examples of those pop-ups. For instance, look at this one. It looks like, a genuine pop-up that is telling you that there's a problem on your computer and you need to contact them or click on a link to be able to fix it. And in addition, they use the genuine logo of an antivirus program. This is, they're pretending to be Malwarebytes, and and it shows up on your screen. And the aim again is to cause panic. Here's another one here where they pretend to be the actual Windows Defender itself. So you'll see that at the top left, it actually says Windows Defender. And Windows Defender is the antivirus program that comes with your computer if you have a PC, a Windows computer, when you buy it. But this is actually a virus that is coming up on your screen. And the aim again is for you to click on it, because if once you click on it, they will infect your computer. If you have a Toronto Hydro account, there has been, or if you look on their website, I took this from their website, there's been a fraud alert on their website about people sending these text messages or emails asking you to accept a refund. And they say, hey, you have a refund for $20 from Toronto Hydro. Click on this link in order to deposit your refund. So we have to be careful about that as well. It may just pop up on your screen, or it may come in your email. It may even come as a text message. And then another popular one is Amazon, where they use companies like Amazon, or they use even Home Depot has been used in this way as well. And what they do is they send you a message and it says, congratulations, you have just won a $1,000 gift card. Just click on this link and then you'll be able to redeem it. Even Walmart as well. So they usually use some of these big box stores, and then they tempt you to click on it and enter your information, and before you know it, they have your credit card information. I have many clients, personal clients who I work with, who have also got this Microsoft scam, which is a pop-up that just comes up on your Windows computer. And when it pops up like this, it tells you that you should contact Microsoft because there's something wrong with your computer, and there's a phone number there. And when you call them, what they do, you can see that in this scam, they actually use the Microsoft logo, and they call themselves Microsoft Support. They use the same colors and the same font. Everything looks almost genuine. And then when you call them, they say, hey, yes, we detected that there's a problem with your computer. We need to take control of your computer in order to fix it. And then they are going to connect to your computer. And what happens is they demand money from you. They may lock it up, and then they do what is called ransomware, where they tell you that, okay, you need to pay us $1,000 if you want access to your pictures and documents and your computer. So we have to be very careful of that. Another one is impersonation, which is quite common nowadays. And this is when basically someone pretends to know you, especially on social media. So if you're on social media and someone sends you a friend request, always make sure that you trust that person and you know them. It's not enough just to know that they're a friend of a friend, because in many cases, they may come to you and say, hey, I'm a friend of this person that you're friends with, and they give you a very long story, but their ultimate aim is to gain your confidence. And once they have gained your confidence, they are able to suggest certain things to you. They might say, look, I have this investment. It's a great investment. If you put in $10,000 after 3 months, you'll get $30,000. Or they might make it simple and say, hey, we're giving 20% returns on this. And sometimes these scammers work in conjunction with financial planners. So when you call someone who is a financial planner or who they refer you to, or even a licensed person in a bank, they will say, yeah, I think it's a great plan. And then you fall for it. So if you ever find someone offering you schemes that are too good to be true, or returns, or even investments, right? We know that during COVID, many companies were offering, high returns for if you invest your money in stocks that are related to companies that are making vaccines. So you have to make sure that you are very careful about the people that you deal with online, because a lot of people have lost a lot of money, even life savings, to investment schemes. In all cases, it's really necessary for us to speak out. We don't want to be ashamed if anything like this happens. These guys are very smart. There are people, I have some clients who have PhDs, who are university professors, very smart people, but they have been scammed. And sometimes it's very easy for us to feel ashamed because you don't want others to know what happened to you. But it's very important for us to speak out and report it. You can report it to your local police. You can report it online to the to the Canadian Anti-Fraud Center. And even if it involves your email or anything like that, you can report it to Google or Yahoo. And by reporting it, you're actually helping other people as well. It's not only you, but other people as well to know about it. So we have to make sure we report it. So we're going to be looking at some online safety strategies next that we can use just, as we are online, just to be able to protect ourselves online at all times. But I'm just going to go back into the chat quickly and see what we have there. Charmaine said, I did get that Microsoft email scam. There was loud bells as well and warnings not to shut down. I knew it was not legit and confirmed it as I did have the real Microsoft customer service phone number. Okay, so yes, Charmaine, I'm glad that you took that action to protect yourself and you are able to recognize it immediately that that it was a scam. What Charmaine did was she says here she did a hard shutdown of the laptop. So if you get it, that's a great strategy. Just shut down your laptop completely and then wait a few minutes and then restart it. So thank you very much for sharing that, Charmaine. That's really great and useful information for everyone. So let's look at some online safety strategies. And throughout the presentation, if you have experienced something or you want to share something with others, please feel free to do so because it will be helpful for everyone. And we all benefit when we all contribute. So the first strategy that we're going to be looking at is passwords. And you've probably heard this 1,000 times that we have to make sure that our passwords are as complicated as possible. Try to use a minimum of 8 characters and up to 12 if you can. You must put an uppercase and a lowercase letters, a number, and a symbol in your passwords. Be creative. Please don't use your name or your spouse's name or anyone who is easy to guess in your household. And if you get, let's say you have Wi-Fi installed in your house or you buy any kind of device and they give you a default password, please make sure you change it. You want to make sure you use different passwords for different places. Please don't use the same passwords and avoid sharing those passwords. And this is an example of what a complicated password looks like. This is a 12-character password. It has a capital letter, small letters, it has numbers, and it also has a symbol. So our passwords are really our first line of defense in everything that we do. If we can make it difficult for the hacker to guess our passwords, we're already making a difference. Here's a quick table that I found online that I thought I would share with you. It's really interesting how long it will take for a hacker to get into an account if the password, for instance, has just small letters. So if it has lowercase letters only, and if you look at the number 1 at the top left, it has lowercase letters only, it has 1 character, they can get in instantly. If it has 8 characters and they're all lowercase, they can get in instantly again. But if we look at the last column, if it has 1 uppercase letter, a lowercase number, and a symbol, and we look down, it has 12 characters, that's the time it will take for them to be able to crack. So a 12-character password is 62 trillion times more difficult to crack compared to a 6-character password. And that's not me who said that, that's the Scientific American. So try to make it as complicated as possible to be able to get in. When I was looking up Canada and our common passwords, I found this interesting as well, that Canadians, use their own name or their spouse. It's very common for us to use our own names or spouses in our passwords, or we use our sports teams, right? We use the Toronto Maple Leafs or Raptors in our passwords. So you want to try and avoid that, because these passwords, which I have listed down here, have been cracked. They have been cracked by hackers before. In 2021. They were the most commonly cracked passwords. So you want to try and avoid using the password, using the word password as your password, or let me in, or just 1, 2, 3, 4, because that makes it very easy. Or if you really love the Leafs, please don't use the Leafs as your passwords, because if you do that and you have a weak password, this is what can happen. You can get locked out of your accounts and not be able to access your accounts at all, or your computer. They can go in and they can delete all your emails, documents, pictures, and contacts. And I have clients who have experienced this, where everything was deleted out of their computer or their phone or their iPad. They can also pretend to be you, the impersonation that we talked about before. And then once they pretend to be you, they are going to contact your friends and family. And then once they contact them, they can ask for money or pretend to be you and send some really weird Trojans or malware to them as well. And then, of course, they can access your banking information. A lot of us save our passwords on our devices sometimes. And once they can access your banking information, they can go into your bank account and then transfer money, or even change your address. And then they can apply for a new credit card. So we have to be very careful how we keep our passwords and how we make our passwords. And I notice here, Linda said, I switch vowels with numbers and use symbols that represent letters, just such as at for A and an exclamation mark for I. Wow, that's really great, Linda. Thank you for writing that, because it really it's really great that you are able to use those and protect yourself. And even Alan says polls and surveys online are seeking data to help crack your passwords. Okay, I guess you had an experience with that. Yeah, we have to be careful as well about polls and surveys that may not be from trustworthy sources. But just at this point, I'm going to just launch a poll, and we'll be able to answer that poll. Oh, thank you for doing that. That's Alan. I think you launched it for me. Thank you for doing that. Yeah, so in this poll, I'm just asking you to answer this anonymous poll. It says, where do you keep all your passwords? And, there's no right or wrong answer here. I have used all of them. I have kept my passwords in a notebook, I've kept them in a document or spreadsheet, and I have kept them on my device so that it just enters it. So if you could just answer it on your screen, and it will give us an idea about how you do it. And when we have a fair number of people, then we can share the results and we can discuss it. And like I said, there is no wrong or right answer here. Um, like, so I'll leave it to you, Alan, to decide when to stop and then share the results, and we'll see. Thank you very much. Okay, so I keep all my passwords in a notebook. Yes, that's good. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure that or that notebook, you keep it in a safe place and it is not accessed by just anybody. It has to be accessed by someone who you really trust. I keep all my passwords in a document or spreadsheet on my computer. That has nobody in our group does that. Some people do that. If you do that, you have to make sure that you put a password on that document. Let's say it's a Word document, or it's an Excel file, or it's just notes that you wrote and you keep on your phone. Make sure that you put a password on it. I keep all my passwords on my browser and it automatically puts them in for me. Yes, our browsers, whether it's Google Chrome, Safari, or Explorer, or Edge, or Firefox, they do allow us to be able to do that. The only thing with that is just be careful not to put the very, very sensitive passwords there, like your banking passwords, because if somebody goes to that section where the passwords are, then they'll be able to just log into your account. I use a password manager like LastPass. Yes, that one is also a good way to keep your password. A password manager is a small program. For those who may not know, it's an app that you can use to keep your passwords safely. It helps you to also generate very, very strong passwords, and it automatically fills them in for you. So it's an app that you can download on your computer, or you can download it to your phone as well, or your iPad. I use only a few passwords and can remember all of them. Wow, that's amazing. I wouldn't be able to remember all of them, but if you are using a few passwords, that's great, and you can remember all of them. Try to make sure that you don't use the same password everywhere. Like, for instance, if you are using the password Toronto, and then you are using it everywhere, or you put a slight variation and say Toronto 1, Toronto 2, Toronto 3, try to change the word itself, Toronto, so that it will make it safer. So thank you very much for doing that. It's always interesting to know how we all keep our passwords and how we can make them safer. One thing that you can do to make your login and your passwords much safer is multi-factor authentication. It's called two-factor authentication as well, and it allows you simply, well, what is multi-factor authentication? Simply, if you want to log into your email, or you want to log into your Facebook, or you want to log into your banking, you will be asked to enter your email address and your password, and then you have to do something else. You have to put in a little code that is sent to your phone as a text message or email, or you also can use your fingerprint biometric features. You can use your fingerprint or your face. Some of the phones that we have nowadays, you can open it by looking at it with your face, and it only recognizes your face. So that is what is called multi-factor authentication. And here is an illustration of it. So in this case, on the left-hand side, we see the laptop. and we're asked to enter our email and our password. And this could be for anything. It could be for our email address, it could be for social media. You type them in, and then you have to do a third step, which is you have to enter a code from your phone, either sent to the phone by text message, or it is something that you can generate on the phone itself. And this is guaranteed to stop hacking, hackers getting into your account 99%. So Microsoft did a survey, and they said multi-factor authentication blocks 99% of all password safety issues. Again, it's not me. This is Microsoft. So if you can have a two-factor authentication on your accounts, 99% of the time, you are safe. And if you have an Aeroplan account, you might have noticed that Aeroplan is one of the accounts where now they're actually forcing people to have two-factor authentication. When you try to log into the website, you put in your email address and password, and then they will send a code to your email. And you have to enter that code in order to be able to log in. And the secret number, of course, is 99% of hacking attempts. So it's quite safe. Let us look at email. And in this case, we are going to look at unsolicited email, because we know that sometimes we will receive emails that we don't want. And when we do that, even if they might not be dangerous as such, we have different options to be able to stop them. The first one is we can unsubscribe. If you go to the bottom of every email from every company, there's a link to unsubscribe. And after you have unsubscribed, they are not allowed to send you any more emails. Otherwise, they may get a fine. Now, when you unsubscribe, sometimes people will say, I unsubscribe, but I still get emails from them. What's going on? Well, sometimes when you click the unsubscribe, there's another step, another website where it takes you, where you have to complete the unsubscribe process. So make sure you unsubscribe from properly. And sometimes, they put in all sorts of a kind of survey. Do you want to unsubscribe from just promotional email? Do you want to unsubscribe from everything? Do you want to still receive this? So you make sure that you unsubscribe properly. If you are not sure about the email, please don't click on the links. Just avoid clicking on the links, even if it doesn't look dangerous to you. But if you're not sure why or how they're sending you this email, just don't click on the links. And if you really want to find out how they got your email address and why they're sending you emails, you can call them and also go on Google and just find out what is the company. And in most cases, if you call them and tell them, I want you to take me off your mailing list, they will take you off straight away. With most cases. Let us look at our phones. So our phones have privacy settings. So if you have an iPhone or you have an Android phone, it has privacy settings. And when you go to those privacy settings, it's always good for you to go there and check the privacy settings to see what is allowed. For instance, if you are playing a game on your, let's say you are playing solitaire on your device, and it's asking to you to check your location, or it wants to track your location, you may ask, why does it need to know where I am? It doesn't need to. So you can stop location services and change your privacy settings. But it's not only the phone's privacy settings as well, it's the apps themselves. So each app always it's looking to collect information for us. Some of them try to track us to see what else we're doing on our devices. You want to go into your phone, whether it's an Android or an iPhone, and make sure you check your privacy settings, because you want to make sure that you are not being tracked everywhere you go. Facebook and social media also has many privacy settings that we can adjust. So on our Facebook pages, we can choose And why do we do this? We want to do this because you have the power to decide who sees what is on your Facebook account. Your pictures, your videos, what you write on Facebook, your friends list. Who are your friends on Facebook? You have the power to determine who can see all that. And when you go to your settings on Facebook, you just go to your privacy settings by going to settings first. If you are on your laptop, and then you just go to privacy. If you are on your phone, you can do the same thing as well, or on your iPad or Samsung tablet, and just look for the privacy settings, and you are able to determine who can see what is on your account. For instance, if you post something, do you want just your friends to see it, or you want everyone on Facebook to see it? Or do you want a select number of people, a small number of people to be able to see it, and not every friend that you might have? You might post something, for instance, your family Thanksgiving event, and you want just your family members to see it, but your old friend from high school, who you were in high school with in 1960, you don't want him to see it. So you can also change that so that those privacy settings. And it's not only your posts, you also have to be careful about things that you post on Facebook. For instance, hackers are very good at going on social media to look for information that they can use to commit identity fraud. So things like your date of birth, where you stay, your exact address, where you've worked, and things like that. You want your phone number. You want to go there and be able to not to put too much information, or if you decide to do so, change the privacy settings so that only you can see it or your friends can see it, not everyone on Facebook. So we have to be very careful about that. You want to be able, even when you are posting information, to post information that you are comfortable with. So you want to try and avoid, identifying information. Or even, let's say something happens to you, you get a big check, right? And then you go on Facebook and you want to write about it and post the check. Some people, you'll see them, they get a driver's license, and then they will take a picture of the driver's license and they put it on Facebook. Hey, I got my driver's license. Well, that has all your information on it, and the scammers are looking as well. So we want to try and use Facebook carefully and also professionally as well. When you are using Facebook, you are creating a reputation, an online reputation, and people will make judgments about you, and they will look at it and also make decisions based on the limited information that you are posting. So you want to remain professional and try to post things that you really want people to see. You don't want to post comments on Facebook that may be viewed by others as inappropriate, and make sure that you review photos of or pictures before posting them. If you are posting pictures, it's always nice to let people know who are going to be in the picture that, hey, we were at the wedding, and I took a picture of everyone at our table. I'm going to put it on Facebook because some people may not want it. So privacy is very important, and you want to make sure that you use a strong password as well. Just make sure that you always use a strong password on your social media accounts. And if you want, you can also do the two-factor authentication that I talked about. What about the devices themselves, right? We have our phones, we have our laptop. We need to keep the actual devices themselves safe as well. We need to make sure that we have an antivirus program if we're using a Windows computer, And there are many different types of antivirus programs. I've just listed there Norton and McAfee. There's Malwarebytes. There's Avast, and there are many others. Total Security. So you want to check those antivirus software and see what can I get for the free version, and do I need to pay a fee in order for me to be absolutely protected. So you want to look at the features that are included with the free version and make sure that you install a safe antivirus program. In addition, you need to update your software. So you need to make sure that at all times your software is up to date. Because if you have an antivirus software on your device and it's not up to date, then it's risky because the hackers can still go in and be able to attack you that way. The next thing that we'll look at is online shopping. And I like online shopping. I'm always using websites like Amazon, and other websites like that to be able to buy things. And sometimes you find some really good deals. But when you're doing online shopping as well, we have to be careful that we don't do it in a risky way. We want to use reputable sites. Just like when you go into a mall, you're going to look for a reputable store where you know that you get good quality, what's their returns policy, and also you know that you might have used it before and you had a good experience. So try to use reputable sites and secure websites. What do we mean by a secure website? A secure website is one which has a lock. So if you look on the bottom right of the screen, you will see it says HTTPS, which is symbolizes that that is a secure website and it has security on it. It has a security certificate. So if you see one with HTTP and doesn't have a lock, or the lock is open, then do not enter sensitive information on that website, like your driver's license or credit card or anything. Always look for at the top left of the link and you will see HTTPS. Even if you look at your banking websites, you will see HTTPS. You want to avoid suspicious links. Sometimes you get friends sending you links and saying, hey, here's a very good deal on social media or anywhere, or email. You want to be able to look at those links and be sure that they are not suspicious. Sometimes people send things and they haven't really looked at them. If you are not sure, go to Google. And if a friend of yours sends you a link and says, there's a really great deal at Walmart, click on this link, is 50% off. And then you are not really sure about it, go to the Walmart website and look for that deal and see if it's real. And then you can just click on it. We want to monitor our credit card accounts and make sure that our statements, that there are no questionable transactions. In the past, it used to be if you used a credit card and you were scammed, you would get a refund within 48 hours. But and so people used to say it's better to use credit cards in order to get the money back quickly. But banks nowadays are fairly quick as well. But in some cases, they may take some days or a week or 10 days to investigate. And we also just have to, when you see a really good deal online, try to think about it really before you click on it, and try to do some extra research. You can just ask your friend or even call the business just to find out if it's for real. And a very important point is you must provide minimum information. So minimum information means if you're buying something online, you want to tell them your address. You want to tell them your email address so that you can get the tracking. You also need to give them your credit card information. So that's minimum information. If it is a new website that you are using and they start asking you for your driver's license or they start asking you other things, then be worried about that and ask yourself, why do they need all this information? So try to provide the minimum information that they need to deliver that product. And here's one which I talk about to my clients quite a bit, which is charitable donations, because many of us have money coming out of our accounts every month that we donate to charitable organizations. But sometimes we will find that people will come to our door and they will knock on the door or they will stop us in the street, right? And sometimes those people could be scammers as well. So we have to be careful to donate to reputable organizations. And you can check with the CRA website. You can go and check on their website. They have a list of organizations that are registered with them, and then you can verify the organization, especially if that person is pushing you to make a quick donation that you need to donate right away. Sometimes they may come to your door wearing an outfit that looks like a reputable organization. And some years ago, there was a case where somebody was going around wearing a Red Cross outfit, and he was going from door to door, and he was arrested. So you have to be careful. And if you're not sure about the person, just say, okay, give me 2 minutes. I'm just going to call the company and just verify something. One tactic that has been used by scammers as well is where they call you and thank you for a previous donation. So they call you and say, hey, thank you very much. You donated to us in, and you say, oh, I don't remember donating to you. And they say, no, you donated to us in 2001. Then you say, oh, okay. Well, I can't really remember 2001, right? I must have. And then you give them your credit card information and you lose your money. So that's a popular tactic as well. Let's move on to online dating. So online dating has grown really big for young people, for middle-aged people, and for seniors as well. I have helped many clients to set up their online dating profiles and be able to find love online. But we have to watch for red flags when we are online as well. If the picture of the person doesn't really match what they're saying, or it looks like a picture from a magazine, or they're telling you I'm 60 years old, but the picture looks like they're 40, you have to be careful and listen for red flags and look at red flags. Look for all those abnormalities. Just like in real life, if you are starting a relationship or talking to someone, potentially starting a relationship, you are going to watch out for red flags. And online as well, it's more difficult because you can't see the person, right? The person is another city or another country. So you have to be careful. And sorry. And whatever you do, don't send money to them because they might say, hey, I want to come. Let's say they're in another country. I want to come to Canada to see you. I have $2,000. The ticket is going to cost $3,000. All you need to do is just send me $1,000. But then you're going to lose that $1,000 and never see them. But having said that, of course, there are some people who have found love online and started happy relationships online. But just be careful, please, because some people have lost a lot of money due to online dating scams as well. This is just a quick one. You want to be able to keep your items in a safe place. You might have seen some news articles about, a laptop that was stolen in the car. You want to make sure that you keep all your devices in a safe place always, whether it's your phone, whether it's your iPad or your laptop. And if you use the device, try to clear your browsing history afterwards as a way to be able to protect yourself. Now, many of us might be traveling, right? And when we travel, we want to make sure that when we use public Wi-Fi, we are safe. So, you might be planning a trip to a resort right now. I think this is Jamaica, Negril, yes. But you want to make sure that you want to avoid sending personal and sensitive information using public Wi-Fi. And public Wi-Fi is, what is public Wi-Fi? It's in the transit. Public Wi-Fi is at the airport, it's at the public library, it's in restaurants, and it's in malls as well. So if you go into a mall, they say, hey, we have free Wi-Fi. That is public Wi-Fi. If you read the terms and conditions, it says others may be able to see what you are doing. So please don't start doing your online banking using that public Wi-Fi or entering as personal information, or even do online shopping. And especially when you go to airports, when you are passing through airports, you want to make sure that you protect yourself and don't enter confidential information. We talked a little bit about keeping our devices updated. We have to make sure that whether it's a phone or whether it's your laptop or your tablet, that is up to date all the time, because some of those updates are actually security updates. So it needs to be updated at all time in order to be safe. So please make sure that you keep your devices updated. Most of the time, we don't need to do anything. We just need to plug it in, and overnight over Wi-Fi, it's going to update itself. But it's always important to be able to keep it updated. Other tips, please try to verify information before you do anything. For instance, you want to try and do some research, navigate health data. If you see a supplement online, or if somebody tells you that this is a really great pill or something like that, do some research on it. You can go to their reputable websites like the Mayo Clinic, WebMD, read up on it, and even ask your doctor, is this really true? Because there are also some scams that happen online where people buy certain vitamins or supplements that are absolutely of no use to anyone. So you want to try and know fact from fiction. If you have a caregiver, sometimes it's necessary for all of us to have a caregiver look after us, whether it's a family member or it's someone, a PSW from an agency. You want to make sure that that is a trusted person, and if necessary, if it is an agency, that there is a legal agreement with you, so that if something, because sometimes you may have to give your caregiver your bank card, right? And you say, please go to the supermarket and here's my PIN number, go and buy groceries for me. But if something goes wrong, you want to make sure that you're protected, and you can also report the abuse, because we know that financial abuse of seniors also exists. So we must make sure that we are protected. There's a good website called snopes.com. It has a list of all the scams that go around regularly. So if you see something that's too good to be true, visit that website, and then you'll be able to read on it. And these are some resources that you will find in the handout when I send it out to you, where you can reach out for help, or where you can report, if something goes wrong as well. The Canadian Anti-Fraud Center is a good place, and also your bank. You can contact the bank's website. And if something happens with your credit, you need to contact our credit reporting agencies. And even if something happens to you, it's good if you contact the police, depending on the city that you are on. If you go to their website, you will see some great resources and phone numbers that you can contact if you need to. So at this point, I'm going to stop there, and we'll have a look at some of the things that you have written in the chat. And like I said, you're going to get these slides again, and then you'll be able to review it. But I hope that you found some of the information helpful. So Linda says, comment to Paul, but never write the actual password in my notebook. Just a hint to remind me of what the password is. Okay, yeah, that's a great one, Linda. So basically, she just puts a hint in the notebook, and then that allows her to be able to go in and type the password, which is a tactic which I have seen being used by others today. Just realized, Charmaine, just realized with laptop at trailer, documents in my laptop case, unlike at home, were stored elsewhere. I'm moving the documents as soon as this Zoom session is over. Okay, yeah, Charmaine, that's a great plan, because if you are going to keep your important documents, or even in the laptop case itself, you want to make sure that it's secure and that nobody can just open it and take it. Alan says, I'm a big fan of the password manager. Okay. So Alan, I'll be interested to know which password manager do you use?
I originally started with LastPass.
Uh-huh.
And then because you could use it both on your phone as well as on your computer and other devices. And then they changed it to being a paid system. You could use it only on one device.
Uh-huh.
Right. They also added other features to that, where that if you're not heard of, or something happens to you, that you can send that information like within 7 days or 3 days or something like that to another person, a trusted person that could then have access to all of your passwords. So this is good for a lot of reasons. If you're sick, or if it's an estate situation that your executor or anyone, caregiver of any sort, can have access to that. But when they transferred over to the paid system, I looked around. So I'm a big fan right now of Bitwarden. It's the one I like. Okay. So I can use it both on my phone and on my regular computer. One other caveat, I actually still use both of them. And I store my LastPass password in my Bitwarden manager, and I store the Bitwarden one in my LastPass, just because if you lose your master password, you're poached.
Yes,
you can't get back in again.
Yes.
So you want to make sure. And there is the ability to export all of those passwords out into another sheet. Again, be careful where that you're shared. So you can transfer between password managers with that. So that's where I go. It's free and it seems to work well. You can also store credit card information. So if you're filling things out online, you have to keep them on the store's website. So if they get hacked, it's not going to stay there. You keep it on your own system. So that's what I'm using.
No, thank you. Yes, and for those who don't know what a password manager is, the one he was talking about is called LastPass, and basically it allows you to be able to put in your passwords for you and be able to access your accounts that way if you want to log in. So I also have LastPass, and I can show you what it looks like. It's just an app that it's an extension that you put on your device.
Yeah,
and you can see that here it has all my passwords. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and there are also others as well, like One Password Manager. Norton has also got one. So these passwords managers allow you to be able to save your passwords, and then they also have an added feature for a fee, which allows you to monitor your passwords on the internet. And then if your password has been compromised and it's being sold somewhere on the dark web, then it will be able to get there and inform you You also have this feature available on iPhone. Actually, if you have an iPhone and you are able to get a warning or go to your passwords and see if your password has been compromised. So for instance, with my LastPass here, you can see that when I go to the website, it automatically puts in my username and password, and then I can just log in. And if I want to create a new password, it can just create a new password. It can recommend a strong password for me as well. So if I want to create a brand new account. So
And
that is what a password manager does.
And it's also very important because if you're writing down a password that isn't random or isn't long enough, it's very difficult to remember those or even to write them down properly. So these
Yeah.
password managers can get, as long as you like and as complicated that no one's going to be able to crack them, because often they can use the brute force to break in. And if it's got some of the information that they've pulled off the internet, your birth date, your name, your dog's name, your whatever. And if we use those in our passwords, they'll pull that information to narrow down the search of what they're doing. So again, I say big, big fan of the passwords managers. Bitwarden works very well and it's free. So.
No, that's great. Thank you. Yeah, that's great information. Thank you very much. You had also mentioned that, suspicious emails, if you get suspicious emails, you can also mark them and send them directly to spam, which is a really great point there, because if you get emails, you can mark them as spam so that they go directly to spam, and you are able to block people as well from sending you emails when they send you emails. Charmaine, you mentioned that is the free McAfee with Bell Internet updated. That is updated automatically, but I've had some people who have opted to go for a much higher value than the free one, especially if you remember, Rogers also used to offer free antivirus protection, but then they stopped it because just not enough people were using it, and then now people choose to buy something where they pay a fee and get premium services. So it's good to have it. It's better than not having a free service antivirus. It's good to have it, and you can be sure that it will be updated by Bell, which is great because it's managed separately. But if you want extra protection, you can look at premium features as well. Sometimes they have some really great deals where you get $30 for the whole year, or usually they're between $30 and $50, and you get a lot of protection as well. Linda.
Yeah, I was going to say, I just didn't. Just as a bit of a note, I've always used the free ones, and because I'm careful with some of the other things that I do,
yeah,
I know I've read recently that the Defender program, which was not very good in the beginning, this is the one that comes with Windows. They've upgraded it and it's not bad right now. So even if you're just using that one, it's not too bad. So a lot of the things that they do try to sell you, not necessarily Defender, but Avast and AGV and all those other ones, the upgrades are a bit of a money grab. So careful what you're looking for. Make sure the features that they're offering you really need and aren't just another something to sell you.
Yes, that's true. You do need to compare what you're getting when you are paying for antivirus software or any other service, in fact, that you are getting. You need to compare, what am I getting on the free version with Avast? What am I getting on the free version with McAfee? What am I getting on the free version with Malwarebytes? And see where you get your best value before you sign up for the paid services. Now, we have a question here about PayPal. PayPal is a great service for anyone who has never used it before. It allows you to be able to make payments. Let's say you want to buy something online and they have the option of PayPal. You can open a free PayPal account. It allows you to buy something and they won't give your credit card information to the company that is that you are buying from. And I have used it before, and then you put in your credit card and then they can make the payment for you. So in that sense, it's an option that allows you to be able to hide your credit card information. Sometimes, there might be a small fee, but if that's important to you, then you can certainly look for it and use the PayPal option. If you want to open an account, you can just go to the PayPal website and you can open that account for free. So that is certainly an option that you can look at as well.
Yeah, I was going to say that PayPal is the merchant, as I wrote in the notes. PayPal is our trusted merchant. We do all our transactions either through e-transfer from the bank or PayPal. They're very good for charities and not-for-profits. They have a if we do get money, it's at a reduced fee as the merchant. And they also do donations with the right link, and there are no fees. That's through PayPal Giving. So big fan of PayPal. I know that the Toronto Metropolitan University, the old Ryerson, they actually use it because for them it's the cheapest way to go.
Okay, no, thank you. So so there it is. PayPal is a great service. We use it as well quite a bit in our business, and in many of my promotions or anything, you do have the option to be able to use a credit card, e-transfer, or PayPal, because many of our clients ask for it as well. So I noticed that we've kind of reached towards the end of our presentation. But if there's anybody who has a question, we went through all the questions in the chat. So if there's anybody else with a question, I would be happy to answer it. And if you don't have a question right now, but you might have a question later, you have my email address right on the screen, info@seniorstaxservices.ca. You can just send me an email and I will be happy to answer that question.
Oh, Susan Flowers has a question.
Oh, okay. Please go ahead, Susan.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Oh,
She's
yes.
just trying to unmute right now, I think is what's happening.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, okay, I was asking if there was a phone number, and you just supplied that. The 647, is that for Toronto?
Yes, 647 is for Toronto, and the 1-800 is for anybody who is outside Toronto.
Oh.
Or you can use it as well in Toronto, but 647 if you're in Toronto, that's good.
Yes, yeah. Okay, and you gave us an email.
Yes, so the email is
Okay, and oh,
sorry, go ahead. Are you
okay,
okay,
and
Susan?
I was wondering, is there any? Yes. Is there any way that a person can come for a home visit, and what does it cost?
Okay, yes, we do have tutors who come to people's homes, and we provide in-home training in your home. And in Toronto, if you're in Toronto, it's $60 an hour plus tax. and then there will be a small fee for fuel, depending on the mileage to come to your home. But if you are interested in that, I can certainly give you more information afterwards. You can send me an email or call.
Okay, because I don't have any family here and I live by myself, so okay, and can I ask, I'm using an Apple iPad and I
Uh-huh.
received this Christmas, it will be 10 years old. So should I update it?
Okay.
Because I'm starting to have trouble with doing Zoom.
Okay. I use an iPad as well, and I'm not sure if mine is. It could be close to 10 years, but it depends. So at some stage, all these devices, whether it's an iPad or Android or Samsung, after a certain number of years, you can't run the most modern apps. So when you try to use certain apps or certain programs on it, it will tell you that, oh, your device is too old now. You need to get a new one. So, but if you are able to do most of what you want to do with it, then that's okay. But certainly, some of the way they create the apps and the programs now, and all the updates that come up now, they just kind of make the old ones obsolete, unfortunately. So.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
because
have
the
the app.
the
I have
last
the-
couple of weeks.
Oh, you stalled a little, but I was going to say that I have the iPad, the original iPad Mini, and it was having problems. I couldn't update the OS anymore, and then some of the apps stopped updating. So I upgraded earlier this year to a newer, just regular iPad. So just with the
Yeah.
Wi-Fi. And of course, you can always do the same kind of thing on your phone too, if you have a smartphone. So that works.
Yeah.
I don't
Yes.
have one,
Right.
so. Okay.
Janet,
Any
Janet has a
more
question.
questions?
Uh,
Yes,
Janet has-
I have one. I use Microsoft Edge, and when I open it up, it says I can open up like a regular window or a private window.
mhm.
Like, how private
Incognito.
is that?
Yeah.
How secure?
Yes. So no, that's a great question. So whether you're using Microsoft Edge or you're using Google or you're using any other browser, you have the ability to be able to open a private window. So this is Google. It's not Microsoft Edge, but it's basically the same concept, where you can open a window that is called an incognito window or a private browsing session. And all the browsers have that ability. And when you go there, it will tell you that when you use that private browsing, it won't remember things that you have done, websites that you have visited. It won't save cookies and the site data. So in that sense, if you don't want your computer to remember what you have been doing, whether you are using Edge or Safari or even Google, you can use the in private browsing. And because of that, it allows you to have a level of higher security, in the sense that it doesn't leave a trail behind. So you are doing everything privately, and then as soon as you close the browser, when you have finished doing what you are doing, let's say you have been doing your banking and you're able to access your online banking or anything like that, and then when you have finished and you close your browser, it won't remember it or keep it in memory.
Okay.
Whereas if I do anything when I'm not using that incognito, someone or you yourself can just go and look at the history, and then you are going to look at what you've been doing. You can see all the websites that have been visited. You can see I was doing my banking before I was on Facebook. You can see everything that I've been doing. So when you're in incognito, then you can you don't have that history kept on your screen, so, or on your computer, which is really great.
Mhm.
Ah,
What are your, there's also Brave and DuckDuckGo plus Opera. Those are other browsers. Brave and DuckDuckGo are privacy is built, like it's just built in. So when you close, it will delete everything as well. Brave has a Tor option and Opera has a VPN option. It's a very simple VPN.
okay, so this is the DuckDuckGo browser that he's talking about, which allows you to be able to have some more privacy if you want to try it out. But you can just go to the website and then you can just download it or add it to your Microsoft Edge, or even it comes as a separate browser. But there are different browsers, yes, that do provide you with more privacy. But that's just a solution that you can use just to go incognito and hide as well. So yeah, that's a great question. Thank you.
No, I
Just
usually
remember-
just use it for banking. So would it be sort of good now for emails and everything else?
Yes,
Okay.
you can do anything you want on it. You can do anything else. Yes.
Okay.
Just remember your ISP, your host, where you get your internet from. It doesn't block what they can still see where you're going. What the incognito does is simply not save anything on your computer of where you've been. So, like I said, if I think Opera has a VPN option, which is a VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. It masks your address of where your computer is. It's called an IP address, and
Right, yeah.
there are some additional benefits to that.
So for those who might not know, yeah, like a VPN allows you to be able to log in, and then it won't show where you are. So for instance, when you log into a VPN, it would not show your exact IP address, like where you are. You could even log in from England, or log in from the United States, or log in from Australia. And it allows you in that sense to give you more security. So there are free ones, and there are also ones which you can pay a fee for, and then you'll be able to add more security to your Wi-Fi on your device, to your IP address. Yes.
Yeah. It's also a pretty good thing if you're using public Wi-Fi, is to use a VPN so that others can't see what you're doing, even though the Wi-Fi is public. Through a VPN, your connection is encrypted.
Okay.
Now we're getting pretty technical, but but there you
All right.
go.
So thank you very much. Oh, is there another one in the chat? Let me have a look. I see there's a one there. Linda, Apple is starting to offer similar security like VPN. Yes, that's true. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. No, we don't have any other questions. Yeah. All right. Is there anybody else who might have a question?
No,
I know we've taken you way over time. Sorry about that.
no, it's very good. Thank you so much for this. I think we've lost Susan. So I will thank you very much for Vuso for doing the presentation. I think it's really been informative. We've started off slow and easy, and also given a lot of options in terms of what we can do to increase our privacy and security online. I know it's a wide topic. Some it's beginners, and I'd be really curious to know what your advanced sessions might have. So we may revisit that as well. Hopefully we can continue to do this. So thank you very much, and I really appreciate everything you've done here, and thank you for going. Rashid, did you have any closing remarks?
No, just I thought it was a great session. Thank you everyone for participating, and thank you so much, Vuso. I thought it was really, really interesting.
Okay,
Well, thank you for having me. It was really nice to meet everyone. So thank you, and I hope you found the information useful. I will send the slides just like I said, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at any time.
very good. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
Susan's
you.
just coming back in now, but I just let her know. Susan, we did the sign off. Sorry we missed you there, but thanks everybody for coming. We'll see you at the next one. The next one is on September 23rd, right? We're going to do our paint night, our paint therapy. So tell everybody and let them know that we're going to have a fun time, and we'll need to send out some materials to you. So register soon, and I'll have that up available on the DAC website shortly. Okay, cheers everybody.